What's going on, guys? ChaseWins.com coming to you for Tuesday morning, November the 19th, 2019. Let's get you on a recap, tell you what we got going on today, and we'll get in it. So, yesterday, free play got posted. God, it took forever for this thing to load. I don't know. YouTube's got to get their stuff together as far as uploading. I can upload a video from a phone driving down the interstate quicker than with blazing fast Wi-Fi from my MacBook. I don't understand it. Got back to the airport yesterday, sitting there doing my work, went to go upload it, and it was over 2 hours later before I was actually able to hit post. And that's just ridiculous. It's not like I'm putting together some motion picture here. It's pretty basic. Oops, excuse me, hitting the button there. A pretty basic, low quality video. So I don't get it. So sorry it came out as late as it did, but it did get out nonetheless. The only problem was it didn't come through. Portland, they allowed Houston to do just a little bit too much. They fouled too much. Portland got off their game. But you know what? There's nothing we can do about that. We don't get out there and play. We're not out there coaching. We're not talking to the players. We're not motivating. We're not doing none of that. So sometimes that's going to happen. All we can do, or all I can do as somebody that follows everything that goes on, is go off of what I've seen and what my best educated prediction is going to be as to what will happen in the upcoming game. So we did drop the free play. Portland, Houston under 231.5 points. We back it up with one more NBA play. We took the Minnesota Timberwolves plus 10 points. They dominated from start to finish. So they actually blew them out, not only outright won, but blew them out. So great game there to split us off in the NBA. Lose a little bit of juice there. Shout out to my customer Trevor. I don't want any questions about this. I am in no way, shape, or form a Washington Nationals fan, a supporter. I'm not even happy they won the World Series. Congrats to them. Happy for their franchise, but I do not like the Washington Nationals, but I am repping the hoodie that he got me from Game 5. Great customer of mine, and so got to show love there. Plus, it's actually a really nice shirt. Love the hoodie. Just wish that it didn't have that Washington Nationals logo on it. Anyways, so 1-1 in the NBA. We had a top play yesterday. We had double top plays. First one was in the NHL. It was our only play, so that's back-to-back days of top plays in the NHL. We had the Arizona Coyotes. They won 3-0 in a rout. So that was an easy win. We are back up just under 91% now. We're 22-4 on NHL top plays for the season. One more of those, and we will be back up to 91% on top plays. Best NHL in the business by far. And the emails are starting to flood in about the college basketball. I don't know why you people think that I would, say that it's one of my top sports. I'm usually, by far better than anybody you're going to find on YouTube, especially at college basketball. And, it's a close second to my MLB. Why would I say that to then in turn have to go eat my words months later because it sucked? Told everybody. And I said exactly what would happen. I said, we'll go out there the first week. We'll make a couple of mistakes. We'll still be in the positives, but it'll have a little bit of a slow start. Once we get full blown into that second week, I said we're going to start rolling, winning day after winning day after winning day after winning day. I don't think we've had a losing day since. We got midway into the second week. We've had some days where we didn't sweep. Most days were 2-0, next day 3-0, next day 3-0, next day 4-0. We had 6-0s, 5-0s, and that was just day after day after day after day. And every day, even on days where we have to take a loss, we're still winning for the day. Case in point yesterday. We took one loss, and it was Kentucky minus 24. Now, here's what I think about that game. So, I didn't get to watch the first half, but I went back and read a report, and I watched the second half. Second half confused me a little bit because I wondered why Kentucky went from a certain pace of play and they dropped it down, and their overall back and forth speed was, it was like a 180-degree turn. It didn't just drop. It almost fell off completely, and I didn't understand that. So I was wondering why. And then I realized by watching it a second time, I said, wait a minute, this is Calipari's doing. Now, I don't take that the wrong way. I'm not saying that Calipari was doing it for the wrong reason. Now, I hated that he did it because had he not, I don't think there's any doubt out there that Kentucky would have won this game by 30 plus. They were 24-point favorites. I think the line ended up closing at minus 25 right there at game time. And that's fine. I think that spread was accurate. I think it was fair. I think it was a little bit soft in my opinion. But they go in, they play the game, and what I realized, and this is typical Kentucky fashion, they always start out of the gate slow, as I've said many times. They try to find that rhythm. It took them a little bit longer last night to find that rhythm, but they finally started to find it and gel together towards the end of the first half. And Calipari is one of those halftime coaches that most people would say, crap, we're just now finding our rhythm. We don't want to go into halftime because then it's going to break that stride. Usually that's not the case with Calipari. All he has to do is allow his team to find it. He is the motivator and the coach and the leader and the teacher to allow that to come back in the second half after going through, yes, pointing out some flaws, pointing out some mistakes, but using constructive criticism and his true coaching abilities and leadership abilities to allow them to not only do what they've done right from the game thus far, capitalize on it, do even better, but then correct the mistakes going forward that they've made. Well, they started to do that in the second half. And then I noticed that they made a couple of dumb mistakes. Now, I noticed the mistakes first time I watched it, but that's when I realized there was the shift in speed. There was the shift in the way they were shooting, how they were trying to let all five people on the floor touch the ball before a shot was taken, whether they had the shot or not. Now, that goes back to Dean Smith basketball. The most fundamental and most proven way for a team to win basketball games, start with defense. You have a good defense, that's number one. That defense in basketball wins championships. It's the most important thing on the floor. Well, then you get outside of that. Offensively, you have two things. Number one is passing. You have to be good at passing and getting the balls, which then also turns into being able to be good at giving assists when needed. And then it's controlling the clock. It's burning it. It's taking as much time per possession as you can, which then also limits how much time your opponent has to come back from what you're doing. So it's certainly not the Calipari way to let everybody touch the ball. It's, hey, go down there, get an open shot, take it, make it, move on. Everybody started touching the ball. And I think that loss to Evansville was eating in the back of his mind, and he wanted to ensure that not only was he burning clock as much as he could, it was the fact that he wanted to make sure that if every single person had to touch the ball at least once in a possession, well, then the likelihood of people touching it twice is very, very great, which means the shots they're going to take are better. They're going to be more likely to go in, and they're going to be more fundamentally sound shots versus just three-pointers. So hats off to Calipari. Great coaching move. The only problem you are never going to cover a spread of 24 to 25 that way. I think they won by 12 or something like that. So it is what it is. We'll take that loss. I'm more than okay with it. Because I ultimately think Calipari made a good coaching decision. It just cost us. But I couldn't have planned for that because it's not his style of coaching. So, pay attention to that going forward and see if that's something he continues to do. I doubt it, but we'll see. So that's the one loss we have in college basketball. The rest we took Coastal Carolina -3. A lot of people didn't like that play. They were like, no, Coastal Carolina, this is a joke. It's a trap. They shouldn't even be favored. And if you look at what's going on this season, I may agree with you, but I said they're the better team and they're at home. Look at the size advantage. Look at the speed advantage. And they went out there and blew the doors off of them. Easy, easy blowout win. Belmont -23, another blowout win. Auburn -15.5, another easy blowout win. UNLV -10, another easy win. UCLA -11.5. That one went down to the wire. But one thing that I love about that UCLA team is with 23 seconds to go, they were only up by 11, maybe 12, something like that. They could have easily just held the ball. Nobody was really going to force fouls on them past that 20-second mark because it would have been a lost cause at that point. But they kept running the floor. They kept playing as if there was plenty of time left. They ended up winning the game by 15 points, and we get another cover there. And then we also had a top play in college basketball, and that was Utah -19, another easy winner. So, overall 6-1 in college basketball for another great day, which just proves the point. We are the best in college basketball out there. Right now, we know, I'm sorry, guys, if it's going to make anybody mad, if it's going to seem cocky or arrogant, I'm sorry. I'm not doing it to do that. I am just the best handicapper you're going to find in baseball. I have yet to find someone that does what I do consistently in college basketball. There'll be weeks where somebody might do better than me. Hell, there might be a month. But overall for the season, nobody comes close. In the NHL, I've never called myself the best. But this year, nobody's coming close. And that's even after we had a bad week. It was the only bad week we've had thus far, even remotely close to it. And what do we do? We're bouncing right back from that with top play win after top play win, getting back into the 91% mark for NHL top plays, back well over the 71% mark for all plays combined. Find somebody better. That's 3 sports, guys, 2 of which are going on now that have a long way to go. Capitalize. Take advantage. If you want to buy a season, do so. You will not regret it, I can assure you. If you would like to buy both seasons, send me an email, chase@chasewins.com. I will take care of you and give you a nice discount to allow you to buy both. Also, let me finish this first. So 6-1 in college basketball, 1-0 in the NHL, which was a top play, and then 1-1 in the NBA because we did drop the free play. So we're 2-0 in top plays overall, 8-2 for the day. Guys, it doesn't get better than that. It does not get better than that. And we're going to go in today and we're going to hammer it hard yet again. So if you are not on a package, a 3-day, a 7-day, a 30-day, or a season, jump on. Do not miss out. I told you guys this week was going to be fantastic, and I will not let you down. So, anyway, the helmet giveaway. I'm going to have to start displaying another one now because this one is going to go out. Jamal Tomlinson. I want to make sure that I got that right. You are the winner. He actually went in and bought a 1-year all access. So you are getting this. His name was entered. We didn't sell a ton of 1-year all accesses during the giveaway. We ended up selling 3 in total, Patrick being one of them, Patrick Sater. Obviously Jamal, and we have one more. And then we did have some months and some seasons sold. But when we did the random drawing on Sunday, I did announce it on Sunday's video, but I know there was an issue with it, so I had to re-announce it. All you got to do is I do have your information on file because of your account, but I did send you another email yesterday, brother, wanting you to confirm that that is where you wanted it shipped. So I do need you to respond back. I'm going to give it till Wednesday, so I'm going to give you a 48-hour window to respond with a confirmation. And if I do not get it, I will be moving on to the second name that we drew because we always do that. Just in case first one doesn't come through, we've got somebody. I'm not going to announce it yet, but if we do not get a confirmation, we'll go out there and we'll go for the second place person. All right, let's get into a free play. It's going to be another big day, but I'm going to roll back. I'm going to give you 2 free plays. Matter of fact, we're going to do one NBA, and this is one that is going to go against what I've said so far this season. And it's going to be one that people probably don't like because I told people from day one when they were high on Sacramento, don't be. You're wasting time. It's going to cost you money. People were not high on Phoenix. That's fine because Phoenix has been so bad over the last handful of years. But I said that's one of the most valuable teams out there when it comes to money. They're going to cover. They're going to score a lot of points. I'm in love with this Phoenix team. Problem is they got an issue at point guard, and that really, really showed in the last game against the Celtics, where they were just ramrodded because they had no guidance going down the floor, getting the ball into the rotation the way they needed to. Going back at the beginning of the season when we had a matchup like this where I was against basically everybody was on Sacramento. I was like, no way, not happening. And it was a blowout. I'm going to have to reverse it. Sacramento's laying 2, and I think it's for good reason. Phoenix is coming off of a 6-game homestand, and they've got there's a serious issue here if they're going to miss their point guard. If they're going to miss him, I see Sacramento not only being able to capitalize on the fact that they're not going to come down the floor with the guidance that they're used to having to get the ball into the rotation, to get the open shots, and to score the points that they do at the very fast pace that they do. I think that Sacramento is going to force a lot of turnovers as well, which is going to allow them to separate themselves earlier rather than later. I'm going to be honest with you. I could see this being a one-sided game just as easily as I could see Phoenix sticking to the script and continuing to win ball games, which from a non-money standpoint, I hope they do. But tonight, I just think there's value with Sacramento. And I think that if Sacramento goes out there and plays to their potential of what I know that they can play, I think this is the perfect spot to capitalize on a team in somewhat of a spiral at the moment, a team coming off of this, large, expanded homestand. So now they got to go on the road, which they're very comfortable playing at home. Now they're getting thrown into a team that's desperate to start picking up consistent wins. So I like Sacramento -2 tonight. Let's look at the NHL. One of the ones that I was looking at for the NHL. I'm going to go with Boston tonight, and here is why. Now, this is what I want to tell you guys. A lot of people would assume that Boston's going to go in and blow this New Jersey Devils team out. And in most years, in most situations, you would be right. Here's the problem. Number one, you're playing away, it's not the greatest home ice advantage ever with the New Jersey Devils, but they're coming around. That Sixers and Devils owner, the guy that owns Fanatics, used to own like GSI Commerce or whatever. It was like the youngest billionaire. He's a smart owner. He's doing things the right way, and he's building that team, building that brand, and putting asses in seats, and people are enjoying it. The problem that Boston has is that they're relying on their front 3, their top 3. Now, if their top 3 gets going, they're better than anybody in all of hockey, and they will beat anybody in all of hockey and do it easily. If teams practice, prepare, and can utilize the fact that the top 3 is what they have to worry about, if they execute, if they create a game plan, which is to shut down that top 3, make everyone else have to work for it, then you are ready. Boston goes from best team in hockey to mediocre at best, and anybody on any given night could beat them, especially when Boston is the visitor. New Jersey will come out with that game plan, I do believe. So that's why I do not think that this is going to be a blowout of any sorts. It could be. Boston has the ability to blow anybody out. I just don't see them blowing this team out. That's number one. Number two is, you would think from what I just said that I would be backing the Devils to win the game. I'm not that far into it yet. That's just something that I cannot do. And the reason is, Boston's still the better team. And one advantage that they do have is not just that top three, because that top three can be worked over. Somebody can create a game plan for it. They've had the time to do it. They are at home. So if they do that, then that top three is not going to be near the factor that it would be on most nights. And obviously, if that happens, that goes from taking Jersey completely out of the realm of possibility to putting them in contention to win this game. I do think the speed and the way that Boston capitalizes on penalties is going to be the difference maker. I think capitalizing on the penalties is what's going to separate them and give them a lead at some point in this game. And then the speed is what's going to keep them the lead, and then come the very latter parts of it. New Jersey's going to be out of gas. Boston's still going to be rolling. And I say that happens within the last 6 to 8 minutes of the game, to where New Jersey, it's going to be luck of the draw if they score. They're going to do it on an empty netter, something like that. If Boston can play good defense at that point, New Jersey is going to be getting up and down the ice just trying to survive, while Boston can still run the ice twice as fast. So if they capitalize on penalty, they get the lead. The speed is what will come in the end and allow them to take the lead and finish out the game. That also, because of that top three being able to be shut down and New Jersey knowing what it's going to take, I also think that's why this line is only at $1.40 versus, if you truly power rank the teams, Boston should have opened up at 180 or better. The odds makers know that New Jersey has a chance to win this game because they're going to come out with the game plan to do it. It's can they execute it? I think they can execute it, but I still think that Boston's speed and the way they capitalize on penalties will ultimately get them the win in the end. So I'm going to lay the $1.40 with Boston over New Jersey on the road, and I'm going to lay the 2 points with the Sacramento Kings. That's your two official free plays. College basketball, we got a great night, possibly another doubleheader top play card, at least one for sure. But plays will be out early afternoon today. Live show going around 11:30, so stay tuned for that. And I will see you guys back tomorrow. Love you. Appreciate you. Jump on a package. Don't sit on the sidelines. And join us in the winner's circle. If you have any questions, send me an email, and I will get back to you. Let's go have another great day. See you guys.